Hello, everyone. Welcome to Alex Falcon podcast. And today here with me, BenZhou, one and only co-founder and CEO of ByBit Exchange. Thanks for coming, man. Nice to see you again.
This time with my proper eyes.
So my audience now know how you really looks like.
Yes.
So it's been a while. Last time we saw each other in Singapore, and from that time, Bitcoin just exploded. So we got like 2x or 3x from that time. So tell me, what changed in the company? How are you doing? How's the company doing right now?
We're spending it, make it rain. We learned our lessons from, so ByBit now has went through two full cycles. And when you actually experience two full cycles, it's things, your perspective change. So we're still very strict on the budget control. We don't want to experience another layoff. But of course, we're gradually hiring more people. And
you started already?
Yes. So since then, maybe half a year ago, we started hiring critical positions only. So now ByBit is about 1,500 people. Yeah. So we're still one of the most lean exchange compared to the product line. But I think overall, you can see that the team is getting very excited. They're very pumped. And of course, with the price, there's always a new hype. There's, these ordinals happening. There's all these different new topic that you want to grab. So it's definitely more busy, and the team is more hyped up, and everyone is trying to make it happen, build some product.
I'm not sure that you remember, but let me remind you that last time we were here, we talked that there is a sign which could help us to understand if the bull market really starts. So, and you told that when the bull market is coming, the most of cryptocurrency companies started hiring a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, tell me, what's your position right now? You just trying to hire one of the most important people to the company, or you started hiring as in a previous bull market, a lot of stuff to build the new products and make something new?
We're hiring critical positions.
So what is critical positions?
And strategic positions. For example, we started a Web3 team. Now we are building our own completely self-custody wallet, MPC solutions, AA smart contract wallet.
Yeah.
And then making this wallet easily accessible for users, and they can explore Web3 DeFi more easy, and that's a whole new department. So for that department, we have a lot more new headcounts. I think we have probably 30 to 50 new headcount open in that new department. For other departments, not so much. Maybe one or two new positions, hirings, but more for compliance, risk controls, and all the areas. The difference with the last bull run was that. At least for ByBit, we didn't have spot, we didn't have fiat, we didn't have earn.
Yeah.
All these product line needs to be built from scratch. So you need to hire a massive amount of people to build it. But now everything is there, and you're just maintaining it. We don't need to hire so much.
But I also could see that a lot of your competitors as well, other crypto exchange, slowing down a little bit right now. Because for sure, when the Bitcoin is growing up, but everybody is not really sure that it is a real bull market, and so everybody just slowing down a little bit. What do you think about it? Is it really new cycle of the huge bull market, or what is this right now?
I think it's definitely we're gradually going into it, and there needs a ignition. I think everyone thought the ordinals was ignition. It started out kind of in China and then gradually impact the world. But I think there's definitely needs to be more of a kick of things.
Yeah.
ETF, people already digested. It's ready to go, right? It's got approved. So I think the next thing is when the market is more action, and then you have more retails coming in through the ETFs, and maybe that will pump up the price.
Yeah, for sure. I think that this growth could be on ETF expectations as well.
Yeah.
And so today, we need to discuss a few things. And the first one is ETF, because I think this is one of the most important thing. And now the big guys could come to the cryptocurrency market. And so, the second one we need to discuss is the legal part of the cryptocurrency market, because a lot of things has changed. So because of the Binance go out of the CIS countries in Russia. So not all of the CIS countries, but from Russia. And so we also need discuss your expectations, and I also have some more questions from my audience because I posted a Google form and everybody from my community could ask a question. So
cool.
I will ask them to you. Yeah. So let's start from the ETF. So what do you think about this thing? Because a lot of guys in a cryptocurrency market think that this is the most important thing. There's a massive improvement for the bull market. What do you think? What are your expectations of this?
I think it's massive.
Yeah.
It's that final kick in the door and open a new gateway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone talks about it, but maybe a lot of people don't understand the implication. Is that even as exchange, I asked many clients, many people around me, still majority of people don't have Bitcoin, and they don't know how to get it. Open the account at exchange, it's a hassle because you actually have to acknowledge that you want to get involved in crypto to open an account.
Yeah.
But if you have, let's say, a Tiger Trade or one of those terminals that you use daily trade stock,
like Robinhood and so on.
Yeah, Robinhood, anything.
Stuff, yeah.
All of a sudden, you see a 5% jump in crypto.
Yeah.
And your money is in that account.
Yeah.
And you can just click on the ETF, get involved on the price action. It's so easy.
Yeah.
And this is the significance. Now, the moment these people get in, whether it's $100, $250, and then they start watching the chart and see Bitcoin pumping or this movement, then they have the incentive to actually explore a lot more.
Yeah.
To maybe start owning them.
For sure.
And then they have the incentive to open an account in whether ByBit or on other exchanges. And that's the final kick. Because for now, our clients, they actually have to acknowledge crypto to open an account.
And this is not so easy, actually.
It's not so
because
easy.
you need to understand all of these terms and so on.
Yeah. Or you wouldn't be Googling where to buy Bitcoin, right? You wouldn't be Googling where to buy Bitcoin unless you're ready to buy Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. And that was the final kick.
Yeah, so I didn't think about this in that way.
Yeah.
But this is true, I guess, because this is the part of the big mass adoption thing. Yeah, because the most important thing for people is just to get to know them. Just look at this. This is the Bitcoin. You can invest a little bit and then follow these prices. And so because of the big volatility and because of this growing up, so people could watch on this and so, I need to figure out how that works. Yeah.
I have a lot of friends that are a bit older.
Yeah.
And they all have banks account.
For sure.
Bank account can sell stock. They can sell ETFs.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you're online banking, you can get it. Now, they all have all these brokerage account, right?
Yeah.
Ask them why you don't get it. It's too complicated.
Mm-hmm.
But now this whole thing is ready. They will their money is there. It's let's buy $100, $200. And actually, the reason I think it gets approved because it's a way to get involved in crypto without giving people the actual crypto. Mm-hmm. You are still keeping them in the same system.
All of the assets, yeah?
Yeah, is the money still in the same centralized system. Yeah. That's why the centralized agency, they like it, the idea of ETF. It's okay, I'll let you have fun, but you're actually not leaving. Yeah. But they don't realize maybe that's the first wave, and then gradually people will move, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a thing. Your ex-colleague, not ex-colleague, Arthur Hayes, I think you remember him, texted on Twitter that this is actually not a good thing for a market because when the Bitcoin just trading on an exchange, this is a good because of volumes and so on, a lot of people involved in this process. But what about an ETF thing? They buy a lot of assets and then they just keep them. So they're not in the market, actually. They just live on their cold wallets. Right. And so this is not really a good thing because as you said, people buy not the real Bitcoin. They buy some of paper.
Synthetics.
Synthetic peppers on Bitcoin. Is it really good for market or not really good, as Arthur Hayes says?
It's for sure. I still think overall it's good because it will raise awareness and people will get involved in crypto. And I think by taking some chunk out of the supply, but Bitcoin is fractionized. You don't have to own a whole Bitcoin. And there's always going to be volatilities even after you're taking some supplies out, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that price is still going to move, and that would attract a lot more guys and investors into the space, and that would drive the whole price up. So I think this is why everyone is a bit bullish on this.
Yeah. Me too. I'm bullish because of that thing, because as we understand, so they're guys with a lot of money. They don't really want to to block Bitcoin, so they don't want to see the low prices. They want to invest their money, and so making some excess on this. But the different thing, so another thing that a lot of people say that now the game has changed and Bitcoin was super volatility, before. But now when the big guys with the big money came to the market, it's not going to be like this. And so we need to pay attention on another tokens and other coins, because now Bitcoin is like more actually as a gold, which is like classic asset, and the gold doesn't have the huge volatility. Yeah, so you can buy this and you can make like 10 or 15% a year or something like this. What do you think? Will the guys do something to like make the Bitcoin more significant, or they will still want to see the volatility on the market?
I think it's true that as more people are holding our ETF and all that, the price volatility would drop because there's more people owning it and more market participants, and more liquidity, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean you don't have the tools. You have all the tools to amplify the volatility. The world still number one traded thing in the world is Forex. And
Forex number one trading thing still?
Yeah, euro dollar. If you talk about the most traded currency in the world is the Forex, or compared to any commodity, it's Forex. It's massive. And the banks, they're trading, right? Why? Because you can put leverage on it. So if you put leverage on even the euro dollar daily, it's a massive volatility. So with crypto, you have all these tools to make it even more volatile when you want to, right? So leverage could go up, and the reason why Bitcoin option is not so much like traditional, where option is a lot bigger, is because the volatility. When the volatility drops, option becomes a very bigger, even better tool to trade. So I think there's many things that will make the trading experience, and if you're seeking for profit, it won't be affected so much, I think.
Yeah, I guess. Right. Yeah, just
right. But Bitcoin is still going to become the store of value, the internet gold, and that thesis doesn't change, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
You're just diving into the crypto world, or you're already deep in it. Remember that the most important thing is to work with high quality and reliable exchanges. My team and I trade and buy crypto on the ByBit exchange. Compared to all other exchanges, it has the most user-friendly interface and the fastest technical support, with no real downsides or pitfalls. And right now you can get a bonus of up to $30,000 on your first deposit when signing up on ByBit. To get it, follow the link in the video description right now, or use the 24676 promo code when signing up on the exchange. Trade with pleasure.
So in that case, you told me that ByBit now have all of the products. So you have a huge line of the products and futures and spot and fiat and copy trading, a lot of them. So tell me on what kind of products you're going to work this year. So what is the priority of you and of ByBit company? Because the reason why I ask you, because the most biggest exchange in the world right now have like pretty similar things, yeah. So everybody have the like good liquidity on an exchange. Everybody have fiat and futures, derivatives and P2P as well. So how are you gonna compete with them? What are you gonna do?
So first of all, there aren't so many exchange that has full suite of product. There's like one hand you can count them.
Yeah, 4, 3, 5, something like this.
Compared to 2017, where you have a whole list of shitty exchanges that trades altcoin, right? And during that time, whenever you want to trade a new coin, you look at all these crazy long tail of exchange. So the exchange space has evolved into more like very much a top dog dominating kind of a market share. And Binance alone takes about 65% of market.
Still.
They've been dropping recently. But I think they're dropped to maybe 50, 55, something like that.
So because of a lot of things, a
lot of things happened, and but still, if you look at the exchange that have full suite product, I think one hand you can count them all.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Yeah. So I think Actually, it's not there's so many exchange competing, and the choices for clients is literally one hand, right? And for us, is to make sure that I think the exchange has now becoming the movie star that everyone look at to gradually, as the space getting bigger, become really the exchange role, which is the infrastructure. And this is how I think we positioned ByBit initially until now, is that when you talk about infrastructure, you're the road, the bridge, and when you want to get to places from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, you don't think about the road and you don't think about the bridge. It's just supposed to work, right? And it's so seamlessly in the background. We don't make too much noise. We're not supposed to be the celebrity, but we're supposed to be the one that connects everyone together. So I think gradually you see exchanging become that more and more that role. And I think projects should take the stage. Web3, new innovations, and we just make sure that we are there to build the tools to get the clients there. And so that's our positioning, is to make sure that we are the infrastructure. We are solid. And now we're focusing quite a bit on compliance, on legal part. I think we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, for sure, because this is the one of most important things right now in the market. So everybody understand that the legal guys are coming.
Yeah, and I think Web3 is the next big thing. So we're putting a lot of people, a lot of energy there. A lot of new products going to happen. And when it comes to Web3, there's no competition. It's about building the pie and making sure everyone's more clients are getting into it, right?
Yeah, and so when we talk about the Web3, what kind of Web3 we're talking about? So what are the products?
I think first of all is self-custody wallet that is easy to use, not so difficult. I think the word even MetaMask scares a lot of people, and we want to present a smart contract wallet, or wallet is so used to the typical experience. You use the email, you register, you can do whatever you want. And then from that point, we ask ourselves, why do people come to Web3? Typically, number one is to make money. So where's the money? And how many steps does it take for clients to get to the money? Typically, it's 10 fucking steps. It's so complicated.
Now it's complicated.
It's no, even I don't understand how to do it. So I tell my team, give me something that I can understand. Show me the money on the screen. Let me click on it. Don't give me extra thing. Let me click so I can participate. And it's so easy. So that's, I think, is what we're trying to do. Because if you look at 2021, all of the money was made still by the very inner core of crypto people. Like all these doubling, staking, whatever crazy stuff. For a regular newbie or a regular crypto guys, they don't have the time and they don't understand what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, so because for example, what was a couple years ago in a previous bull market, all of the crypto guys, they had like hundreds of phones, SIM cards, accounts, and you need to make a lot of notes with them to get access. So that was super crazy. And so impossible to use for just a regular user.
You need to stay up all night to look at the staking pool, the LTV and the APR, and everyone's like, and there's a new one coming. Everyone's like, what the fuck? And simple tools was not available. For example, take profit on your staking, auto take profit or auto stop loss.
Yeah.
Auto pooling of my fund when the LTV drops in a significant level. All of that has to be done manually. So now Web3 is extremely ancient way of exploring. It's just you have to stay up and do your research and do the fucking thing. And that's not a mass adoption ready way to do it, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think they could be like as a regular banking right now, when you can get access to all of the things in the application with the one click, and so useful. And anybody, it doesn't matter, 20 years old, 30 years old, or 60 years old can understand how that works. Yeah. So this is the thing,
Yeah, that's the goal.
That's cool. And so about the classics tools in an exchange. So you're not gonna change anything. So you will keep everything, spot, derivatives. So you just what do you do with this stuff? Because so this is similar on any exchange. I mean, top exchange. This is similar, and so there is no option to compete with any other.
Then it's a long run game. I think people think about crypto, still think there's one shot opportunity where the exchange can just take over Binance. I think that age has passed. First of all, if you're new exchange, good luck, because you're gonna compete with all these fucking exchanges been building shit for 5 years.
Yeah.
And their monthly budget is probably whatever you can raise. So it's gonna be so tough if you look at the existing empires of exchange. And now it's really a long run game. Is that how strong is your compliance, your risk? Now, typically, exchange fail is mostly due to own fuck ups. you get hacked.
Yeah, for
you,
sure.
You scam other people. You use clients' fund, or you fucked with the regulator in a very aggressive way, and you get fucked. So typically, if you don't fuck up, and don't get found out, so that's the kind of I think the logic. But typically, I think now with exchange, there isn't a one shot opportunity, but we are focusing on the day to day, and that makes a significant difference. Day to day meaning that for your spot token listings, new tokens, are you choosing good project? Is your project consistently making money for the clients? If it's Launchpad, if it's IDO. Are your liquidity good, and can people actually trade? So it's all these small subtle things that people and the crypto traders are now very aware, because you only have 5-6 guys to play around with.
Yeah.
When they test all these exchanges, don't expect a client just have one account. They all have accounts with top dogs. So it's the subtle changes and subtle service in details that will win people's heart, and they will stay with you. So I think this is the things we're looking into.
So now that works like in a classic business. So for example, when you open a shop, just classic retail, food, grocery. Yeah. So it's not about like super location or super product. It's all the same. So
it used to be this store only have salt.
Yeah.
Other store don't have it. So everyone goes there because salt is essential, right? Think about when the ICO or the new token listing area, Binance got in stage because they started doing Launchpad.
Yeah.
And they were the only one doing Launchpad,
yeah, for
right?
sure. Everybody just go there.
Everyone go there because they are the only store that have salt.
Yeah.
So now everyone has salt. Now everyone have parkings. Everyone have this. So then it comes to what? The fundamental. How is your customer support? How are the quality of your product? How is it designed? And the fees the clients also compare. Previously I think when Launchpad period, people don't care about fees, but now clients.
So because they were expecting about like 100x or something.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter what kind of fee I have.
Yeah. So I think it's actually very healthy for clients now. Is that exchange are competing on a very small level now. There's one thing that's.
So that's all about like customer experience right now.
Product, customer service, compliance is the whole package, and you make sure that every single thing works.
Yeah. And for example, just from your opinion, for example, if I trade on other exchange and I just want to have a look on ByBit, so what would you say to me? So why I need to come to ByBit? Like one most important thing or two most important thing for you?
I think we're a super app that it's pretty much all you need is here. That's number one. Number two is the liquidity is probably one of the best. Liquidity is something that's actually you have a competitive edge over other players. When you trade derivatives, when you trade spot, our liquidity is one of the best, so that you have less slippage. Liquidity is very hard to compete because it takes a long time to build. You get all the market participants and everything right. Yeah. So and then I would probably ask you where you're from, and I can offer you the localized product. If you're Europe, we have ByBit Card. ByBit Card offers an auto savings function, meaning that you just leave the money inside. It gives you yield until you spend it. So only the moment you spend it, it gets taken out. So there's all these little things I think we can offer. Yeah.
So I have ByBit Card also. And for what region it works right now?
It works globally, but we issue it to Europe only. And
Europe only.
Europe only, and then we're opening up Asia, and we're opening up, I think, MENA very soon.
You're in progress, with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing, actually.
Yeah.
So I think in that situation with a lot of global problems with the banking, so it's going to be the best one. Okay, let's talk about other products. Apex. So you got a DEX right now, and so you have your token. And the first question is, I remember you had a token which is called BenZhou. And so there were some problems with the token, and so that started falling down. And I remember the position of ByBit. Maybe that's not going to be the very comfortable question for you, but so the BitDAO starting falling down, and so I remember your position. So not the ByBit position. That so guys, you need to read the white paper because ByBit is just an investor of BitDAO. We're like not the main holder. Where that's not the fully our.
No, we are the main holder.
So you were the main holder, but
because we made the most contribution.
Oh, okay. So, but we are an investors. We can control the prices and so on.
Yeah.
So So there was like this. So what about an Apex? So are you a founder of DEX or that DEX? And what about the token? Are you the main holder? So what's going on right now?
It's incubated by ByBit. And the founder of Apex is another co-founder of ByBit.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's no longer running the exchange.
Okay.
So we have 4 co-founders. Two are still in ByBit exchange. That's me. I'm the biggest, and then Owen, who's our CTO. We have 2. Yaxi, who's in charge of BitDAO. She's running the whole show now in BitDAO. And actually, BitDAO has been pumping as well. And they released like a staking Ethereum protocol, and also they launched a stablecoin. So that they've been doing good. Apex is by Kane, who my last co-founder, and so he's doing the whole Apex thing.
So, but what was the ByBit position about this token?
ByBit doesn't have any Apex.
Really?
No, we don't have any Apex.
That's a cool thing. Yeah. That's good to know right now.
No, ByBit doesn't have, as a company, doesn't have.
So like, okay, for sure, maybe you have as you like by your own, yeah. So, but why ByBit doesn't have this?
No, because it was never officially associated with ByBit. It was incubated by Ken, who was a co-founder of ByBit.
Yeah.
It was his project.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so he has, I think, majority of the tokens. I actually personally don't own any. I bought like 10,000.
Yeah, I remember your position that you're not a trading guy. So like you're a business guy. I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, but so as I see right now, ByBit supports Apex a lot. So you make some promotions. I'm not sure is it global thing or just for CIS countries.
Right.
But so tell me what's your plan about this? Are you gonna like support them for the whole way? What are you gonna do with this? Because right now Apex is pumping. So just. Of course, because of part of the Russian community as well. Yeah. So what do you think about it and what's your plan about it?
Yeah, so I actually didn't know it was pumping until I saw the chart. I saw the ByBit price chart. I saw Apex. Oh, okay. And then I called the team over there. I called Ken and said, what's going on? They said, a lot of communities now start to buying because Apex is doing pretty well recently, yeah. So for ByBit position, we initially always needed a DEX to support because we start doing full KYC and a lot of clients don't want to do KYC. So DEX becomes a alternative for these guys. Now, if I'm gonna promote and support one DEX, of course Apex is my priority because it's a project of my co-founder, is my dearest, closest partner, right? So we'll support him. Basically all the way as long as ByBit centralized exchange can, and especially I think now with the Web3 business unit, we're gonna have a lot more integration with Apex. Yeah. So. Yeah.
So and as the Apex like kind of side project, do you really care about the prices or so you don't really care?
I will support their initiative, but I really don't care about the price. The ByBit staff have no incentive on Apex.
Cool.
Now, ByBit staff holds a lot of Mantle. That's the difference. Yeah. So Mantle is always been seen as more or less the exchange token.
Yeah. So now I see. So you offer that. So like keep the token. You will get less commissions and so on.
So new employees come, they get Mantle.
Ah, really?
Yes, they get Mantle as part of their package. Right. So Mantle has always been the ByBit fully corporation. The company supported project, and we're very intertwined. But BitDAO and Mantle they run independently, but we are still the largest holder because we inject so much cash into them, and then we got a token in return. So the employees of ByBit are still holding quite a bit of Mantle. Yeah.
So this is a really interesting thing about
for Apex. It's actually very independent because it's a project of one of my co-founders. And then ByBit as exchange, we will support him whenever there is anything needed to be done on the decentralized.
But do you have a part of shares in the company?
Which company?
Epics.
No.
So
It's my co-founder.
Actually, so that's just like your pleasure to help that product because you
Right,
just
right. It's a project we think is going to do
This
well.
is a really interesting thing.
Yeah,
Okay. So, and if we talk about the DEX, so my question is, I understand how just like classic exchanges make money. So you got a commission from any kind of transaction. It doesn't matter, fiat, P2P, derivatives, doesn't matter. So what about DEX? How are they going to make money? I don't understand because the commission's so small. And so this is absolutely independent. So how are they going to work?
Oh, they make money on the token, I think.
So like they make their own token and so
Apex?
Yeah. I mean, so they make their own token. That's how they're gonna make money.
But I think they also charge a fee, no, on their transactions.
Yeah.
So they do charge some Apex or whatever token they're using to charge. I actually don't know exactly what is the fee model there, but I'm sure they charge some fees. And then the people who are holding the governance token get to vote to decide what to do with the fees. I think that's the model. Right. Yeah.
Okay, and a little bit of ByBit's money. So you told me that so the ByBit budget could be much more than the new exchange can raise. So yeah, what's the ByBit budget for a month right now? Like around, just to understand the numbers.
I don't have a total budget number. I need to ask my finance. But I think overall, marketing probably 10 mil.
A month.
Yeah.
It's just the marketing.
Yeah. Maybe 10 mil.
So what about the stuff?
No, because marketing, you're counting the affiliate cost.
Yeah, for sure. I understand how they
paid
work.
campaign.
Yeah, for sure.
ASO, all that stuff, right? Staff probably around that similar level.
10 mil.
Yeah, it's very 1,500 people. It's a lot of people. Right?
Yeah. So
and then you have the other cost is your infrastructure. It's the Amazon servers and all that. It's quite costly.
So kind of market making as well. Yeah. So a lot of them.
Market making.
Yeah. Well, you make money on this. Yeah. On market making.
No.
Just like the big companies on the site. Yeah. With whom you work.
You mean the institutions
or
our equipment servers?
No. I mean the institutions.
No, they trade on ByBit. They pay us fees.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't have a trading team.
Okay. So the next one, let's move on to the legal part because this is a really important thing right now. So Binance go out of the part of the countries, Russia as well. So first of all, what do you think about it? What's the reason they go out? And so what's the next step of ByBit?
I think the reason they go out is they got a lot of pressure from the US regulator. And they've been probing Binance for a long time, yeah? So I think it was a kind of a gesture and a commitment they had to make because another point is that they still have a U.S. entity.
Yeah,
which
for sure.
is Binance
for sure.
U.S.
Yeah.
Now, this whole sanction is really a U.S. kind of an initiative, right? The sanction is that they don't want any Americans to deal with Russians, right? But it doesn't mean if I'm a supermarket in Moscow, I do my business, I'm illegal. You know, you see the difference. I think because Binance have very strong U.S. exposure, in order to cut it completely clean, they have to say, okay, I'm exiting the market.
So like you need to choose a side, yeah?
I think
you're
so.
Gonna play.
If you touch the U.S. business, then you cannot touch the Russian business because that's what the U.S. is required of.
And so what about the ByBit? What's the priority right now? As I know, so there was a situation like 2 years ago when you choose, so are you going to play on a US market or not? And so I remember you just like stopped marketing.
No, since the very beginning, we never touched the US.
Yeah. So maybe you had some of users or something like this. And
we had an KYC period.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some maybe slip through and all that, but we did everything we could.
Yeah. So, and what about you? What's your priority right now? What kind of countries? And so, what's your plan about Russia?
So Europe is still our largest, but CIS is becoming very significant.
And because you also have some cancellation in Europe, yeah?
Right.
I remember some countries, Spain maybe?
UK
as well. There was a big market, yeah?
Yeah, UK was a big market. We exited. And France is also a big market. We exited.
So why? What's the reason you exit this?
No, whenever the regulator communicates to us, we comply. So UK was issuing a law that basically stating if you are using English as a language, you are targeting the UK customers.
So like just because you use a English language?
Yeah. So all your English content either needs to be proved by a local regulated entity in the UK. Like I cannot do that because
So
I
like
have
every
tweet, every poster that's in English. I'm sorry, you guys conquered the fucking world, colonized, and now you're saying that whatever use English, I'm not actually trying to target you, but if that's your claim, okay. So it's this new law, it's the advertising law basically. So we have two choices: either comply and making sure all of our English content are proofread by this local firm, which is gonna choke all of my operation.
So because if you want to post any of text,
Exactly.
you need to confirm with them, yeah?
And these fuckers might take hours. You don't know how long, maybe days. How am I going to do my business, right? Or you exit UK. So that means whatever I do has nothing to do with you because I already exited UK, right? And so in the end, we choose exiting UK. And that was the decision. But our approach was always that when the regulator approached us, we always talk and we communicate. We understand their position and we respect that. And if they want us gone, we're gone. And that's the same rule with France.
About the language as well?
No, France is just saying, French is just we don't have the license there. And they want us to exit.
So why you didn't get a license?
Why I didn't get license?
Yeah, there. So if they have this opportunity.
No, we are applying. We are applying now.
So you're in progress. So that could be you possibly come back to France, in case you'll get a license.
I can go back to any market we want because we always comply.
Yeah, just with these conditions, yeah?
Yeah. So we comply and we exited Canada a year ago. So if we want to apply for the license in Canada, we can. But it's just a business decision. Do we want to keep the business and have an office there and all that operation costs? Yeah, it's a business decision. Yeah.
Okay. And so you also opened an office here in Dubai.
Yeah.
What the reason?
Because we're regulated here in UAE.
Right? So you have a license here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and our headquarters here now.
Okay. Headquarters now here in Dubai.
We have a lot of people here in Dubai now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, okay. And so what about Russia? Do you communicate with the government? And so do you have any chance to get a license there or how that's going?
So far, I don't think there is a clear regime about crypto or clear rules about crypto in Russia yet, right? I think there's rumors about something is going to come out, but there's nothing completely defined has came out yet. So we're going to try to do our business there still, but agreeing and complying to all the sanction rules. We screen every transaction happening in Russia. We look at all the KYCs. It's been fully KYCs since a long time ago for the Russian part of the business. So our intention is still providing service. I don't think there's affected in that sense. We'll continue to offer our products and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, and if we have a look for the global market, what's your priority for the next year? Which country or which part of the world? Where are you going to invest the biggest part of money, for example? Yeah, what's your priority? Where are you going to find a lot of clients?
I think there's multiple places, right?
So what of them?
Turkey is becoming very significant. Brazil, Argentina is becoming very big. Of course, the CIS, we're talking to Georgia. We're trying to get a license in Georgia.
Yeah, because they have a regulation. They have laws about crypto.
And something very unique about them is that out of all the regulations you see in the world, a lot of them are not issued by the central bank. If the license and the regulator is actually the central bank, meaning they are revolutionizing themselves, it's actually a really good license. So Georgia, their crypto regulator is also the central bank. So that means you will never have a bank issue. The biggest problem with all the other regulators, like Kazakhstan, like what we see with other part of the world, the regulator, like even UAE, right? Regulator give you a license, and then you go to the bank, they don't offer you a bank account.
So
because the central bank has never agreed. The central bank, hey, you guys innovate. What's going on?
Let's make a huge deal. Yeah,
I don't want to give client money account to these crypto companies. It's too dangerous. But if they are actually the regulator and they are the one issue me the license, they will for sure support me with bank account.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the logic. So it makes Georgia very interesting.
So that means now in Russia you stay just without any kind of laws, yeah? So for sure KYC, AML, yeah, but nothing else.
There's no specific local law that require me to comply. But of course we get police, a system help when they need some investigation on certain criminals and things. We comply, we help. But other than that, yeah, no.
Okay. And what is the biggest market for you right now? South Korea still? Something like this?
In terms of revenue, trading volume, all that, probably Europe is number one.
Europe's still number one.
Europe is still number one. And then probably Korea, Japan. CIS is very strong. CIS is very strong in terms of transactions. We have a lot of fiat transactions in CIS.
Because of the sanctions and a lot of this stuff. So I think everybody tried once to make a fiat transaction for the crypto because there is no way to send the money abroad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So tell me, when the Binance go out of the Russia, did you get a lot of part of their clients? Did you see any like explosive?
Yeah. So I mean, I think ByBit has always been seen as the alternative of Binance now. Whenever there's any market movement, like they're exiting certain market, we do see a big gain in their market if we haven't exited. Right.
So now in CIS countries, ByBit is number one exchange, I think, yeah?
Probably is, yeah.
Yeah, who's the biggest competitor for you?
Right now?
Yeah.
In CIS?
Yeah.
Might be OKX, I think.
OKX? Yeah. They just started, I guess.
I think they just started.
Yeah, because this is the one of the biggest exchange like in Asia, I think, yeah.
In China,
in China as well, yeah.
We don't do China, so we're not competing with anyone in China.
Because you also don't have a license there.
No, it's never about license. China business is never about the license. It's about who you know. It's about how much risk. It's about how much risk you want to take.
You know how that works.
And I'm Chinese.
yeah.
And so I'm voluntarily say I don't want to fight this war. I choose my own battles. This is the battle I'm not really good at.
Yeah. So we saw examples, in the different.
And I want to at some point go back to China. So, so I don't want to end up on a list.
Yeah. So I remember we talked about the way how an exchange make money right now. Is it still about the derivatives? This is the main part of ByBit's profit right now?
For any exchange, yes.
For any exchange, it's still derivatives,
for sure.
Yeah. So
derivatives probably 80% of the business.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. So it's going to be bigger or less with the time right now? Because so I remember there was a time that the spot make the biggest numbers. Like 3-4 years ago, and then the futures trading came. So now it's the biggest part. What's going to be next? What do you think? Or it's all about the futures now?
I think spot, their model has changed completely for exchange. When I think back in 2020, maybe, there was still only spot exchange. You don't see them anymore. They all have derivatives. Why? Because at the time, there were so many projects wants to list. Exchange make money on the listing fees. But now there's lesser good project, and also the exchange are so competitive. You don't really charge listing fees. As long as project can bring user, you list them for free. At least that's for ByBit, right? And why? Because the users will come into spot and gradually convert into other product that makes a lot of money. So I think this is the general model for exchange now. Even for token listings, for spot, it's a channel to derivatives.
You mean so there was a period when a lot of ICOs came, and everybody wanted to come to an exchange, and so they wanted to pay money. Yeah, they were ready to pay a lot of money just to be an exchange. Yeah. But now that's the time. There's like a few good projects, and
typically for very good projects, exchange chase the project. I think last year there was Sui, there was Aptos. Like these projects, they don't give a shit about exchange. All the exchange wants to list them
because they understood they could get a lot of users.
From
that.
They're good project. So exchange do not really make money now on spot listings. And also typically the spot fee is very low because people don't trading it every day.
Yeah,
you
so
don't
just
buy
buy
Bitcoin, 100 million Bitcoin every single day. But for derivatives, 100 million you can trade. So that is the difference. It's the reason derivatives make money on the fees is shows the exchange is actually focusing on the transactions.
Yeah, for sure. I need to find the information. What about the stock market? Do they have the same thing or not? I don't know. Because I think that on stock market, they could be different because a lot of people just can buy some stocks and just hold it. And that could be the most part. I need to find out the information. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the questions from my audience because they have some of this and really good, the questions. Let me just check this. So, First one, copy trading. So ByBit now having copy trading. And so what do you think, first of all, is it a good thing or not really? Because from my experience, what I see, how that works. For example, you have a dashboard with a lot of traders and you see some profits and you can connect to some of them. Yeah, but what happened then? You connect your account to one of these traders. And so, for example, position is open, but then the price gonna go to the different side and you see these red numbers on a screen. And so you don't want to lose your money. And so you just close the position by your hand. But after 5 minutes, the price changed, and so to get a take profit. And so what we see, the guy who trade, so the professional one, can get a profit. But what you really got, so only minuses, because so you don't really understand why the guy opened the position. You're like have a lot of panics, and so you do a lot of stuff. What do you think right now? Is it really good for trading or not really?
It's interesting the scenario you discussed.
Yeah.
The reasons that. No, first of all, copy trading is a very good tool. A lot of our beginner who don't trade, they use copy trading. You can think about it as click a button and you don't look at it. So the scenario you're discussing is very interesting because typically it doesn't exist because you're a trader. If you're looking at the chart every day, you can just go trade yourself. For
sure.
Right?
I don't need to connect to copy
trading.
trading.
So eventually you don't use copy trading because your profile is a trader. You can trade yourself, which we offer all that. Typically, the copy traders, they copy, they don't look. And they let it, because they don't know how to look at it. By the time, if you keep looking at the market, you are a trader yourself. You're starting to get involved. You start to learn some trading philosophies. Then you go trade yourself, right? So there's the difference here. But there is a product we are releasing on copy trading. One of the biggest complaint we're getting from copy trading is that not because clients exit themselves, is that even if they don't exit, they sometimes, when they follow the signal, there's a delay and there's slippage.
Yeah, for sure. It's different than the prices here and so on.
So the master trader will make 20% gain. You will make 10 or even less.
Yeah.
Because there's massive people following him. By the time everyone gets the signal, the price already dumped, right? There's a marketing
especially
effect.
for a small altcoins, for example. Yeah.
So now we're releasing a model where you can copy the master trader like a fund, but you commit your fund, you commit your money to this copy trader for 1 month. Let's say you cannot exit, and then when he trades everyone's money at the same time. So instead of trading his own money, let's say 10K, he trade everyone who follows him maybe 20K, and he managed the overall position. So once you commit, you cannot exit after 1 month. And you have to trust the guy. He will do his job for 1 month.
And what's going to happen if this guy loses money?
Then you lose money. Right. And then his reputation.
For sure.
And then his reputation will be fucked. And nobody will copy him, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But there is stop loss levels you can set, right? So there's a hard stop. But your question is, if you lose money, you lose money. Right?
For sure.
There's nothing.
The rule of the market doesn't matter. Do you trade by yourself or this copy trading? Okay. So like the prospects for copy trading is really good. You think? Yeah. So and it could in this way they could actually bring some new audience. Yeah, which is not really traders, just some guys who are interested in crypto.
And you see it's by region as well.
Okay.
For regions that are not so good at trading, like Koreans are very good at trading. They don't like copy trading. They hate it. They don't even look at it. They just going to want to trade themselves. But if you go to Turkey, you see a lot of clients use copy trading because they don't like to trade themselves, and they just like to copy. So it depends on client profiles and what they want to do. Right?
Yeah, I'll need to try this thing one more time.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go to the next one. So here's the question: where Ben keeps his personal savings?
ByBit.
Do you use classic banks?
I have,
Yeah.
but I would say less than 5% of my wealth.
Really, most of the savings on ByBit.
I mean, most of my money is in crypto, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Mantle, or stable coins, right? It's actually, for me, very hard to move my money back to fiat because the bank, they ask a lot of questions. They all know who I am. And then they're like, oh, you have to declare this, declare that. And it makes so much pain. So now, whenever I buy things, I want to use crypto. It's so much easier. So I try to avoid the classic bank.
Yeah, and so the next question, which comes from that one, how do you think, how much does the risk of problems increase during bull market development with withdrawing money from the crypto into the real world? So that's the thing you're talking about, because right now, for example, if you make some money in crypto and just if you want to withdraw them and, like, I don't know, go to buy a car or apartment or something, all of the banks gonna ask you from where did you get this money?
They'll torture you.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think about this? What's gonna be with this problem, like in 2 years, in 1 year? So are the banks just gonna block all of this money, or so you could just keep this money in the crypto? So how are they gonna work?
I don't think they're gonna. I mean, they cannot block it because what happened is happened, and it's people's choice, right? And I don't think they can change the trend. So the trend will keep happening, and I think the fact that there's gonna be more and more more and more vendors accepting crypto. So, like, I don't use so much classic money, but I use my ByBit card. ByBit card is actually crypto.
Yeah,
so
for sure, I know.
So for me to go to a restaurant to eat for daily livings, I don't need classic bank. If I need to buy a car, I choose a vendor that accept crypto. That's just my preference. But my issue is when apartments and all that, the landlord, they still take fiat. That's the only time when I use classic money. And typically, the bank do ask a lot of questions, and I have to deal with them. Yeah, so
that's the same thing in Dubai. For example, 2 or 3 years ago, you could just like bring a lot of money to the bank, so they could just take this, no questions. But now, even if it's like $10,000 or something, they will ask, from where did you get this?
Yeah, they ask, and you tell them it's from crypto, and they ask the screenshots of what you did, how you get the crypto. It's a lot of things.
Proofs. Yeah, they need the proofs. Okay. So the narrative that it's going to be a lot of vendors who will accept crypto, and so
there's more and more.
Yeah,
I think more and more popping out all the time.
Okay. What does Ben think about the future of the crypto market, taking into account military conflicts and their possible escalation? So yeah, a lot of stuff right now in the world. So in China as well, with the Taiwan, Russia, Ukraine, US, and all of the countries. So what do you think? Is that a good point for the crypto market, or it's not really good one?
I think whatever, all of these are actually good for crypto. I think COVID really helped crypto, right? I mean, crypto.
So that's pumped because people had a lot of money. They don't really know how to spend their money, and they bring that to the crypto market.
Yeah, and also they see that fiat has been printing so much, US dollar, whatever.
And inflation is huge.
Yeah, so people are chasing for something that will store value. And if you have a conflict, the best way is to get your crypto, is to move your money into crypto. I mean, you're not going to carry a gold bar running around, right? And also, if you your fiat is probably not going to be worth anything if the bank shuts down, right? So I think with all of that, actually crypto is more and more adopting due to all these unfortunateness.
Yeah, for sure. And you talked about it, Turkey, for example, where the inflation is huge. Like
that's why everyone's jumping into crypto.
Yeah. So all of the people just go to the crypto because they don't know what it's going to be with the lira. But so they believe in Bitcoin because it's like more sustainable than a Turkish lira.
Oh no, it's a lot more.
It's
a lot more sustainable.
And that's kind of same in Brazil and Argentina. They also got a lot of problems with their local currencies, I guess. Yeah, so something like this.
Yeah, Brazil, Argentina, their fiat is also crashing a bit. Even Japan, Japanese yen was dropping in value in last year significantly. I think 20 to 30%. I'm not sure, but then you see a lot of people moving to crypto. Yeah.
And for example, what do you think? So we know the really interesting point right now about the stock market, because we still have a lot of problems in a macroeconomy situation. So the key rate is still super high for the market. And so, but S&P 500 almost at the top levels right now. And so there is two different types of people. The first part who tell that so everything's going to be fine, the S&P 500 is going to grow up. So, and the second part who tell that so we need to crash soon, guys, because the market so not really we don't really see the real price of the companies and so on. And just try to imagine, for example, S&P 500 lose 20 or 30%. Yeah. What's gonna people do? Do they want to keep their money in stock market, or just gonna withdraw this money, or they will bring it to the cryptocurrency market? How do you think? In case an S&P 500 and all of the stock market goes down,
I think people typically come into crypto not because other markets are doing shit. It's because we're doing really well, right? No, I think if as all these stock, if they are doing bad, people just move money out of the circulation
because they're scared. Yeah.
But I don't think crypto is on their mind when they're losing money in stock, unless crypto is doing really well. So that's, I think, typically what's the reason. And I do think with this ETF, the price is rallying now, it's going up. We do see a lot of users coming back. And it's not because...
To the next change, yeah? Because they believe again, yeah?
Oh, yeah. A lot of old accounts being reactivated. People are coming back. So, again, they're coming back not because the other side is doing bad. It's because this side is doing better. And to be honest, as a stock trader, what is the difference? Do you really look at and study the fucking company you're investing? Or you take a look, you're like, yeah, this looks good. It's like a token, right?
That's a huge green candle.
Right. So, I mean, okay, some people look at reports, some basic data, but it's not to the depths that, and at least crypto, they read something. I mean, for me, I think it's the same. So they're looking at opportunities, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point also. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Yeah, that's a good thing. I think you and your team now is kind of observing for the new opportunities. So the question is, what kind of new trends in the crypto market is Mr. Zhou currently observing? Maybe his analysis team. So what does he expect a new boom from?
I think these ordinals are maybe something is going to be big. I think a lot of people are talking about it. And actually, that's a part of the trend we didn't manage to catch because I saw there was a bit of, we see new BRZ20 token coming out all the time. They're getting pumped. And they're all community driven. There's a little trend going on, but we didn't really put in the resources to build a product to accept it. But now we are. So I think it might be some aspect to it because they say in this ordinals it actually benefits the miners because the transaction fee gets pumped, and it's the true form of NFT because it's truly stored, whatever. So I think there's some aspect to it, but I do think people are just looking for ways to pump things, and it might catch a trend. I don't know. Yeah.
And so how you usually work in a company? So you're usually trying to follow the new trend you see, or you try to find the newborn small trends and do all of that stuff. So, and one of them is gonna grow up so fast. So what the perspective of your team?
I think for ByBit exchange, we've never, I think there are other exchanges that are really good at discovering the very beginning of the trend. We are simply not a team. We're not good at that. What we're good at is when the trend has become a little bit more mature, we build a very solid product that makes sure that it's all smooth and it happens, right? And also, I think, again, it's the approach that we see ByBit as an infrastructure. Unless I know that hype is start really forming and people are really going there for something truly valuable, and it's not like just last for 2 days and then I'm not going to commit my resources there. Because otherwise, my resources are very tied up in a lot of the like risk management, compliance, internal product fixing, these type of things. And this is why, again, we're a bit slow on the ordinal thing, but we're catching up because the trend is, I think, is already there, start to form. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between the big company and small company, because when you're a small company, you need to catch up the small, like intensive thing to grow super fast and to get the new users. But then you're quite big, and so you got the most part of the market, for example.
Right.
You just need to build the good products for your audience just to keep them going. Yeah.
You're right. No, for example, it's the same. If you're a startup, I would probably start up an ordinary exchange.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just give you example because the trend is here. And you grab the users very fast. But for ByBit, I'm not going to put a lot of my energy into that new thing because in crypto, you have 20 new things coming up every day. And we were going to be running around chasing things that we cannot see clearly. So as exchange, we need to still make sure that the fundamental is there.
Yeah, so like, and that way, for example, if you go to the classic exchange, you just like get your piece of a big pie. Yeah. You're not trying to find something special, which is not going to happen, for example.
We cannot, actually. It's going to be very hard for us to do that. We're too big and we're not agile enough to do that.
And what do you feel, for example, the difference between ByBit right now and ByBit 2 or 3 years ago? You feel that the company is really big and some decisions like more tough to decide because of a lot of people, because of a lot of amount of users and regulations? What's the difference in your work right now?
I think each decision needs to be taken and reviewed by many aspects. It's not as easy as what it used to be. And I think what's most important also is that the positioning of ByBit has changed from a follower to now, start to lead. And that's a huge difference. When you are following, when we're derivative, we had BitMax to look at and then study from. And when we are getting to spot, we had Binance to look and study from. But now we are top exchange in some areas in the world. We have to start thinking, okay, what is the pain point for the users? What does this market need? What this industry is the most pain point we can solve? Rather than looking at, okay, what's the other bigger guys are doing? Let's try to catch up. So this part is more challenging for me, I think, and for the team, is to what is the real value we're making here? And let's make sure we can actually solve a problem because no one is solving it. And let's solve a real problem. I don't know, maybe CIS region, the P2P efficiency, whatever, and we want to solve that. So that's something we're working on,
Yeah, so that's a good thing because, like, yeah, for sure, if you're falling, you always
don't
know
need
what
to
to do.
think.
Yeah, you don't need to think. You just need to run fast.
Right.
Yeah, just to catch the leader.
Right.
But now it's different.
Yeah. So now, because you're more or less top 3 players, and you have to start to think about what problem you're solving.
Yeah, for sure. Let's try to imagine, for example, ByBit. I would say in 10 years, but it's too many times. So in 5 years, how you see the company? Like, what are you gonna do? You still gonna build the products, or it's gonna be like as a global bank in a crypto, or what is it gonna be in 5 years, for example?
I think we're gonna be the gateway to Web3. We want to be the super app of crypto. So the moment you get into crypto, that's all you need is a ByBit app or the website, right? So has always been our position. And I think if in 5 years, the user base will be a lot stronger, a lot more, maybe 10 times more, 20 more times more than now, which could become a very big challenge. Because for now, all the exchange, you face the throughput problem. If you have so many users trading at the same time, how is your matching engine going to solve it? How is your risk management system going to solve so much volume and you don't crash, right? I think traditional systems, they solve it by routing the orders. So exchange only deal with big clients, institutions. For smaller clients, you cannot open an account. And that's where the brokers start to emerge and become very big, right? They're routing the orders, passing to the exchange. Yeah, the difference is crypto exchange, even from $1, you're matching it. $1 to 1 billion, everyone is matched. That means everyone is trading at CME even with $5. And that's the difference. This is why crypto is facing a bit of throughput problem. And even now, exchanges still get a bit downtime but imagine 10 times the amount of clients. So that's one problem we're trying to solve.
How much clients you have right now? Registered users,
22 million.
22 million.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. So imagine even just 20% of them trading at the same time. It will crash the servers, basically.
And so right now, for example, at that market right now in January, how many users usually trade at the same time?
We currently have about 300 to 400,000 users daily trading in.
So it's like about
logging in.
15% of yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no, it's like not. It's 1.5% of all registered users.
Yeah. So if you actually have 10% of your registered user trading, this for Binance or OK, whatever, probably the server will crash.
I hope it's not gonna happen. So you need to prepare good for the bull market.
No. That's why we are prepared.
Yeah,
we are trying to fix things, and there's always how fast can you scale up, right? How fast can you turn on that switch on Amazon to give us more capacities and all that? Yeah. So I think that's something we want to fix and focus on. Yeah.
So, and for example, from the legal part, how do you think crypto is gonna looks like in 5 years as well? Because all of us now discuss: are we gonna pay taxes from this? How they gonna count these taxes, or what's gonna be with this? Because all of this stuff coming, CBDC, legal like regulation in a cryptocurrency exchange, all of that. What's gonna be in 5 years? How do you think how that's gonna work for users, of course?
From tax perspective?
Tax and law. So will we need to do, I don't know, go to the bank branch to make all of this KYCs to register on an exchange? Will we need to pay the taxes from all of our transactions? So how that's going to work?
I think crypto is going to be more regulated. And I think it's no longer probably going to be a tax haven. So you most likely have to pay tax if you need to pay tax anyways. And also more and more people are going to be transacting in cryptos. I think definitely 5 years down the road, there's going to be a lot more people dealing with cryptos. And in order to do that, you have to be more regulated in a more compliance way. Yeah. So, but I think there's always alternatives. There's probably some privacy tokens where you can go to and not trying to hide yourself, whatever. But the mainstream guys are still going to be doing whatever they did.
And I've heard an opinion that in a few years, like 3, 4, 5 years, maybe 10 years, it's going to be the situation when an exchange will need to choose the site where it's playing. Yeah, for example, if you want to play in US, you will just play there. For example, if you want to work in Asia, you will work just in Asia. For example, if you want to work in CIS countries, you will work just there. So you will need to exit from other countries. What do you think about this opinion?
This opinion is true in some sense. It's already happening. For example, in Thailand, you have BitCup, which is the largest crypto exchange there.
How it's called?
BitCup.
BitCup, yeah. Yeah, I've heard it.
Right?
Yeah. But they work only in Thailand.
Only in Thailand. But they can, of course, get multiple licenses. But they're the biggest in Thailand. So you don't see many other local players or bigger international firms to go into that region because in order to go, you also have to get the same license and do the same things that they did. For Indonesia, you have a few exchanges like Indodex, like all these guys. So you can see countries with the regulation will, of course, protect the regulated exchange. And if they don't, why you get a license, right? So, I mean, it's like you got a license through all this work. And if other exchange who doesn't have a license can compete, then there's a problem, right? Yeah, so I think, but typically the regulation are still focusing on fiat to crypto and crypto on and off ramp.
Because this is the only way how they can regulate this right now, yeah?
Yeah. So
because they understand what is fiat.
It's gradually moving into crypto derivatives, but only a few regulators. So for the derivative side of things are still relatively open world for now. But I could expect gradually it become more and more regulated. That means exchange like ByBit will probably have to exit a few more countries. So that will happen, I think.
You know what countries it's going to be?
I know. It depends on regulation when it happens, right? But also, for many regions, we have license. Here in UAE, we have a license in Netherlands. We have in Kazakhstan, Australia, New Zealand. So, I mean, for these countries, we're open to do business.
So, and if you have a license, for example, here in the UAE, do you need to pay taxes here?
For the operation here?
Yeah.
the money is made needs to be paid in tax. Yes.
So, I mean, for example, you have a license in Kazakhstan and you make money from people who live in Kazakhstan.
Right.
You will pay taxes from their
income tax
in their country. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
So
to the regulator.
Yeah,
to the
I think that's how that should work actually. Because, for example, if you earn money from Russian people, you need to pay taxes in Russia. Yeah, that's okay.
But it's typically a different site. When you have a regulated exchange, then we launch a Kazakhstan site.
Yeah.
Because each regulator requires very different things. I give example. We are trying to get licensed in Hong Kong. They want physical storage of the tokens of the client's custody.
Like what does this mean?
They want you to put your seed of cold wallet into some bank they approve.
So like print it on a paper,
and then you have the key. And then you know that they want to manage this thing like a bank.
So like you need to put all of your assets to the branch,
you need to put your keys to the little room that holds the cold wallet secret keys. And then let's say it's a multi-sig. One of them has to be a banker. One of them has to be, they try to manage this thing like the traditional bank.
No, that's crazy.
Which doesn't work because initially for me I was like, what do you mean my cold wallet needs to be in Hong Kong? Like, because cold wallet is a cold wallet. For us, we don't understand this. But so different regulators have very different understanding and requirement. For Kazakhstan, for example, they only allowed banking transfer. They don't want you to allow P2P or derivatives. So for each
just
license,
wire transfer.
Yeah. So for each regulator, we build a new site. We build a whole new product for them. Yeah, and then global at the same time will exit that region and leave that region for the local site.
So the same user is gonna be on that platform, but so the platform is different, yeah. So they have
and typically those users will be shifted to the local, and the global have nothing to do with that region anymore, and the local entity are paying taxes to the local regulators.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's the segregation. Yeah.
So and about the cold wallet, so ByBit has their own like cold wallets, yeah.
We have this thing called Buy Custody. It's a whole custody solution.
So how they work? So my question is how they work. Like, I mean, how you could be sure that this thing is safe? Where is your private key for this thing?
You know, if you ask that question to any exchange operator, nobody can tell you it's sure. If they tell you sure, they're lying. And if they have the mentality to think they are sure, he's gonna get fucked. So what you do is you assume you're gonna get hacked, and you make sure the damage is manageable. So that's how we run our security.
So that's kind of decentralized thing as well.
We keep asking ourselves, if this cat is gonna break a hole, how much are we gonna lose? Can we cover it? Okay, good. Now with this hole, where he can go? So you keep assuming the bad guys is already in the house. There is already a few thieves in your house. You just make sure where I left my keys, and you don't make sure you put everything together, so you don't nothing get lost all in one shot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I remember the time I was in Singapore, I was in ByBit office.
Yeah.
And so I was like filming the video. And so we got like to the second or third floor, and Kate told me not to shoot here. That's like security guys sitting here.
Yeah, they don't like it.
No screen. They don't like this. No. Yeah, that's a good thing. But I think this is also one of the most important thing right now, because with all of this AI technology and all of that stuff, the hackers are coming, and so we all this hear the problems which coming for the small exchange, and they lose their assets and so on because of a lot of this hackers attack. And all this stuff. Okay, let me check. Maybe I have some more questions from the guys right now for you. Everybody remember our previous podcast?
So we start hiring.
So that's a kind of signal, but like you're slowing down. I feel that you're slowing down. You want to say that's a bull market, but I'm not sure that's like the big one. So I hope we see the small correction to buy some more Bitcoins and Ethereum, then we can go higher. Yeah, so I'm not sure that you can recommend and that you're a big expert on this thing, but in your opinion, what are the top five cryptocurrencies which will be the leaders by 2030? So in like 6 years.
That's very hard to comment. I personally hold Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Do you think that Ethereum is going to be the first cryptocurrency, or Bitcoin still holding?
Oh, I still think it's probably Bitcoin.
Yeah?
Yeah. I still think it's Bitcoin. No, I think it's Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah? What kind of cryptocurrency you're looking at?
I don't look so many.
Yeah?
So I hold those two and then Mantle.
Mm-hmm.
I bought some Apex now, and
like 10K or something?
I think 10K. I bought a long time ago. I think 20K USD worth of token. I'm sure it's worth more now, but I didn't really look.
But you're not looking like every day for market.
No, I have no time to. I run the exchange, so I have no time to actually look at tokens. But I get like token listing requests and things like that. But even for token listing requests, we look at many different areas, not just the token itself. Typically, itself is one of the things you focus the least on. You focus on how many community, how many other people believe in the project.
Yeah.
You know, do they have a working product and things like that. So I actually look at exchange from I look at project from listing perspective. That's the only and I actually never do any buying or investing after they list. No.
So tell me, how often you think about the money? I mean, about your personal money, about your personal net worth. So do you care about this or not really?
I think if I say not really, it's lying. Everyone would look at their personal money and where they are and all that. Yeah, and try to manage the money.
I mean, do you have enough money to not to earn for the whole life from that moment, or?
It's also hard to say because people they grow into different stages. All of a sudden, they want a plane, a yacht, and a fucking mansion in the mountains.
What's your dream right now? What's your dream right now?
But I don't have that need. My focus is really running the exchange and try to be useful and make sure that we can actually make something good out of it. Yeah.
Like, what the most expensive thing you have?
Most expensive.
Yeah.
It's probably my apartment.
In Singapore?
Yeah, in Singapore. Yeah.
that's good one, I think. Yeah. Okay. So I think I asked everything from my community, the most interesting things. Yeah. So what's your personal plan? The last question. What's your personal plan for the year? Or what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna travel a lot and like rush the different countries, or what's your personal focus at?
I want to meet a lot more partners, and not only we do meet a lot of clients. I think ByBit, in fact, is still one of the only exchanges that go out and meet clients, partners face to face all the time. But I will also want to interact with more of the industry leaders and try to understand. Because I feel like the mentality did change, like I mentioned, is that all of a sudden we feel like now we are one of the top players. We need to start to contribute and make an impact. Is what is this industry need to grow, and how can we contribute and solve the pain point? So what ByBit is good at is making a product that solves the problem, and this product everyone can use. So this is something I want to focus more, speak to more people and become a little bit more vocal about things, maybe like that. Yeah.
That's good, man. I appreciate that you're coming to me also, because so this is the only option, I think, for my community and for all of the Russian community.
Thank you.
To get to know you, man. So that's really cool. So actually, I offered to make a podcast to all of the founders of an exchange. So big projects, and not really often somebody just asked to me, and this is a really good thing that you're here for the second time alive, and so third time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Last question.
Okay.
What about the Formula One sponsorship?
What about it?
So are you gonna sponsor?
2020. This year is the last year in the contract.
Yeah, you're gonna continue this or not?
We're still talking. It depends on how much they're asking.
So how much they ask right now?
I think a lot more than what we paid for.
But
That's the problem if they've been winning so many years in the straight, right?
So you know, they won couple races. So they want to ask more.
Not only couple, they win all of it.
I'm following for Formula One. I know. So I'll talk to Max. I'll talk to Tim because
ask them to give me a discount.
Because we need to continue the sponsorship. We need some tickets. You know.
Okay, very good, very good.
Okay, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That one more time. So happy to see you again.
All right, man.
I guess all of our followers and ByBit customers, so get their answers to their questions. Though that was really, really helpful for them.
Cool.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All
Take
right,
care.
See you.
See you. Bye, guys.